What's up, everyone? Time for another whiskey review. This is Mikey, Narby.
It's going down.
We are doing a Japanese whiskey, a very special Japanese whiskey. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, but I believe it's Yoichi 20-year-old.
I forgive you.
He forgives me, so you guys should forgive me too. This is bottled at 52% ABV. We're obviously from the United States. This does not exist in the United States, but you can find it on many websites in the UK and other places in the world. As long as you're willing to pay a little bit for shipping, they will safely deliver it to you. And it does not, like many Japanese whiskeys, does not have a cork top. It is a screw cap.
And it's by Nikka, by the Nikka Japanese.
Christ.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mike's a professional opener. You got to open this one.
It's by the Nikka Japanese Whisky Company, which they make all kinds of different.
That thing was closed in a half.
Oh man, got it. They make blends. They make single malts. They make some good stuff. Big Japanese conglomerate.
Mike literally is a professional opener. I mean,
that's true.
So not as sexy as a cork, but obviously this can't go bad. So if you want to close this up and not open it and keep it as a collector's item, 50 years from now you could just screw it open and not have to worry about the cork being damaged or your whiskey being altered.
So easy. So many times we buy it. The key is if you buy an old bottle that's not that old in terms of the age of maturation, but it was bottled in the 70s, 80s, or 60s, that cork has been soaked from bad handling and shipping and whatnot, storage. The cork will just disintegrate when you open it, you're screwed.
And obviously how you store your whiskey really, really matters a lot. I walk into whiskey shops sometimes, and it really pisses me off when there's a cork in there and the whiskey's stored like this, like
wine. A bottle of wine, exactly.
Exactly, and then, that's just getting messed up, and that's just not cool. Have to store your whiskey like this.
So I see on the color, beautiful orange copper.
Absolutely.
Hues. Just a gorgeous color, fun to look at.
Yes.
Beautiful when that light hits it. Check out the nose.
Candied lemons and candied oranges, followed by this most unique earthiness that I've never experienced in a whiskey before. Just these walking through a forest while it's raining, you could smell all the trees, you could smell the flowers. Just very earthy, just really unique. You combine that earthiness with these sweet, I said orange, but what I really am experiencing is tangerine. Okay, and the difference there is the tangerine tends to be a little sweeter.
And I don't know, this just says aged in oak casks. I don't know, it's obviously probably some sherry, but this tastes like the notes that Narby was talking about. Our nose is like it's in Mizunara, that unique Mizunara cask, which is exclusive to the Japanese whiskey makers. And I know part of it is that the evaporation is so much in Mizunara wood casks that it's so expensive and inefficient to make it. But from what I've read of the single cask ones, it gives this most unique earthiness. Like Narby said, it's been raining for a week straight in a beautiful, cool, damp Japanese rainforest, and you're walking through and you have the damp soil and the moist leaves and the trees and everything. And that whole air is what it's all about. It's so unique.
When you do a whiskey review, you share your tasting notes and you nose it and you share what you experience, but more than that is like you want to give off, like you want to kind of say, hey, I really enjoy this whiskey and this is why, and the reason why I think people should that drink whiskey that haven't tried a really good Japanese whiskey, let's say, and just want to experience something really different. You enjoy whiskey. If you're new to whiskey, this is not the one you should go for. But if you have been drinking whiskey for a while and you're looking for a unique experience and you want to splurge a little bit, this is affordable. It's not extremely expensive. It's expensive, but it's not extremely expensive. I would definitely seek this out. And anytime you guys want to know how to find a particular bottle that we reviewed, we can definitely help you out. Just go ahead and ask us in the comments below, and we'll totally help you out in terms of finding it, if you're really interested in finding a rare bottle that we review.
And one thing I note is, thank God, this is bottled at 52% and not 46, 43, or 40, because I get so many more intense aromas and flavors. Not just that unique Japanese Mizunara-like earthiness, but the candied oranges and the pears and the apples and the quinces, like kind of like sour apples. That it's so nice. It's so powerful.
This is reminding me, Mike said apples, so it's immediately reminded me of when I was younger. I really, really enjoyed the apple candied lollipops that were covered in caramel. I'm sure a lot of you have tried it, but it's totally reminding me of that. So caramel covered apples. Really, really delicious. This is so complex. It's so unique. Can go on forever. But we told ourselves that we weren't going to keep these reviews too long because we could sit here and talk about this for an hour, so on to the palate.
Yeah, and this one will change quite a bit, I think, with air, because it's so complex.
The mandarin's there. The apple's there. There's a little guava there. There's caramel. There's pine wood. There's tree. Christmas tree smell. I've never chewed tree before, so I'm going to go with the Christmas tree smell, but I'm experiencing it on my palate.
It's like the same thing though, because you're actually, what you taste, your mouth, everything runs through your nose, everything runs through, so at some point it's all connected. I know exactly what you mean.
It's really good. It's really delicious too. My only complaint about this whiskey is when I nose it, I go crazy. It's so good on the nose. It's so different from anything I've ever experienced, and it could just be me. Mike will give you his thoughts. It could just be me, but I am not getting that such an incredibly different experience than I've ever experienced on my palate. I mean, some of it is there. It is enjoyable on the palate, but the nose is like, wow. It's just really, really wow, and it's not often on every whiskey I get so wowed, but on the palate, it's good. It's very good. But it doesn't blow me away like it does on the nose. So, with all that being said, score out of 100, I give this a 91.
I would say I probably like it a little more than Narby does. I give it a 92.
So, here we go. Japanese whiskey, Yoichi 20-year-old. Check it out. Promise me you love it.
Very unique.